I've said over and over again, if you correct all the things that need to be corrected in all of those 9 areas, you have health. What does the word health mean? Healing. So the problem is with the way we conduct ourselves in economics, in education. We don't have health. We don't have a healthy situation in economics. The economics is a mess. What is economics? The use of time and energy. And you have time and energy being used by the white supremacists to practice white supremacy, and you have the victims succumbing to it. That's a very unhealthy situation, the use of our time and energy in a system of racism, which never should have existed in the first place. So that's a terrible use of time and energy, economics. Education. The education is set up to support the system of white supremacy. I mean, to go in any classroom and you can hear it all over the place. I mean, who the heroes are and all like that. And you got to do all this. A black person now sitting there has to learn all this in order to do what? They say, well, you can't get a job without an education. So you're going to educate me in doing what? Well, on giving praise to Julius Caesar. You got to learn all about Julius Caesar now in order to get a job if you're black. It doesn't make sense. Why do you have to learn about Julius Caesar in order to get food on your table? Well, because, you got to be civilized. Well, what was civilized about Julius Caesar? He's no example for anybody to follow. Julius Caesar and all the rest of those Caesars. And throw in Alexander the Great, and all those warriors, you might say, all of them. There's no example for anybody to follow. So why are we taking up classroom time teaching this when we should be teaching somebody something practical about how to get that food on the table in a house that they own without paying all those extended mortgages and whatnot that's all over the place? Figure out how to have a person, just an average person, paying for a house in 5 years and doing it with ease, rather than taking up all that classroom time talking about some whole lot of people who are supposed to be heroes and examples for of all things, black people to follow, and then tell the person you can't get a certificate saying you have graduated until you learn about these people and when they were born and when they died. No, this is a luxury that we cannot afford, if you can call it a luxury. Basically, it's a bunch of nonsense. I mean, you can mention Julius Caesar in one classroom, maybe for about 10 minutes, all right? And then enough of Caesar. What are you teaching it for? That needs to be asked. What are you teaching it for? What's supposed to be the result in a black person's mind of having learned everything about Julius Caesar or Caesar Augustus or, heaven forbid, Caligula, other than to learn that they were some people who were a mess and who made a mess of other people that we have all inherited? You can teach that, and it takes about a half an hour to do it. And then we can move on to something like how to run a tractor factory. All right? Get serious. How to grow food. Get serious. That's what we need.